Welcome everyone to our community hosted event, The Road Ahead. We've got an exciting session planned today covering 3 different topics. First, we'll start off with Taylor Kennedy, Senior Product Marketing Manager, talking about work orders, utilization and compliance enhancements. We'll do a brief Q&A after Taylor speaks. We'll do about a 5-minute Q&A, so feel free to ask those questions in the Q&A function. If you ask questions in the chat during that presentation, we may miss them. We may not be able to get Taylor to answer those live, but so use that Q&A function. Then we'll move on to talking about Geotab ACE and trips history with Senior Product Marketing Manager Samiti Narang. And then we'll finish up with GoFocus Pro with Senior Product Marketing Manager Jamie Locks, who, if you have seen any of other road aheads, you've seen Jamie here. So we'll stop after each section. We'll do a brief Q&A, like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, depending on the amount of questions that we have. And there'll be lots of information coming at you, so don't feel a need to take notes during the whole thing. We've got it recorded, so you can watch it back, you can rewatch it, you can send it to a coworker after you see it, and like, oh, I know somebody that would love to watch this also. You can send this to anybody. It'll be public. It'll be live early next week. And like I said, ask those questions in the Q&A function. We want to be able to answer every single question. Any question that we don't get a chance to answer today live on the call, we'll create a post in the community. We'll send it out to everybody, and we will get all of those answers in there for you. And make sure you use the Q&A function, because I know people always ask them in the chat, and the chat sometimes we just miss them in there. They get confused with other comments and such. So make sure you do that. And now, without any further ado, let's welcome Taylor to talk about work orders, utilization, and compliance. Hey, Taylor. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, and nice to speak to you all today. So we're going to be talking first about our maintenance portfolio. So we have a couple updates. I know Ishii mentioned work orders, but a couple of things that I just wanted to make you guys aware of before I jumped into that. The first is that we have launched a maintenance tab on the individual asset health page. The goal of this is to really help you understand your asset and what's going on with it from a maintenance perspective. And we've updated some of the predictive analytics behind that as well. So we have risk of breakdown now for vehicles. This is calculated by looking at any faults you have in your vehicle and the combination of how critical these faults may be. And it will give you a percentage of how likely your vehicle is to break down at any given time. This screen also shows you predictive health signals from the measurements page. So if anything's going on with your electric system, your coolant temperature, your oil pressure, anything like that, it will flag that on your asset page. If you're using our work order system, it will also show you maintenance costs for that vehicle. And then if you had any active DVIRs for this vehicle that flagged something from an inspection, it will also surface that. So overall, just a really great way to keep tabs on the health of your individual assets as you're using that assets page to track the health of your fleet. Next, we have our maintenance overview page. So if the asset health page tells you about your individual vehicles, this is meant to be your full fleet view of that same data. So it's a single page available in the maintenance tab, and it will show you your overall fleet health at a glance. It also has downtime tracking. So it looks at your fleet overall and how much vehicles are spending in the shop or unable to be used for other reasons. Again, if you're using our work orders, it will track your maintenance spend as you log that in there. So you'll be able to see that for your entire fleet aggregated over the year. And it also has some trend analysis things in terms of fault patterns and failure trends. So if you have a single vehicle that is continuing to have issues, it will surface that down on the bottom and kind of rank your most problematic vehicles. So you can keep an eye on those vehicles that maybe you need to replace. Maybe there's something going on with your inspections or your shops that you're not catching, just to make sure that you can catch some of those issues before they become too costly. So moving on to the work requests piece, we have launched the ability for you to be able to trigger work requests based on rules of your choice. So using our existing rules engine, if you go into the notifications option, you will now be able to select create a work order as a notification option in that rule. And the world is your oyster on this. Obviously, we recommend sticking to more predictable maintenance-based rules, but kind of up to you how you want to leverage this. and it will automatically create a work request, and then you can go in and kind of move that through the work order process in the work order management tab. And kind of on the back of that, we've also released a tire pressure rule. The way that this rule works is that it aggregates data across all vehicles similar to your vehicle type to determine what the average tire pressure should be and what the acceptable variance to that tire pressure are. And then it will create a work order should you spend a decent amount of time outside of that acceptable range. So it is built to not flag, every time your tire pressure changes. Maybe you live somewhere cold, and the tire pressure changes overnight when it freezes, and then it takes a while for your tire pressure to go back up to normal. We wanted to make sure that we factored in things like that so we weren't creating work requests just constantly for no reason. So this rule will really target when you actually have tire pressure related issues, and will automatically create a work request so you can catch those tire pressure issues early and don't leave your drivers with a flat on the side of the road. Moving into our compliance portfolio, coming in early Q3, we are releasing asset inspection for any asset. So right now, asset inspection is fairly limited to DVIR inspections, and that kind of limits it to North America. Asset inspection will be available for any type of asset, whether that be a vehicle, a trailer, heavy equipment, in a single app. So you are able to kind of expand your ability to keep track of what's going on with your assets and make sure that all of that information is hosted in the same platform that all of your other asset inspection information is. The other big perk to this will be that you can capture 5 photos from our current limit. And so that will expand your ability to document what's going on with your vehicles. In the future, we're looking to kind of merge the existing DVIR and the asset inspection into the same one. But for now, we just wanted to provide people capabilities that we did not currently provide. So coming early Q3, you'll get communication from us when this is fully launched and ready, but keep an eye out for this one if you have assets either outside of DVIR or non-vehicle assets that you're looking to inspect. And then finally, for productivity, we are launching asset utilization under preview. This is coming out very soon. And the concept of asset utilization is something that I think lots of our customers are familiar with, but it hasn't been an easy process until now. It's been data that you kind of had to go search for and then pull into Power BI or Excel, do some of your own calculations. Maybe somebody else is also doing calculations, but using different logic. And so this page is really intended to be a single source of truth for your fleet so that you can see how your vehicles are being used, whether you have some vehicles that are being over or underutilized, and really help you determine how to right size your fleet so that you're not spending money on vehicles that you don't need, or maybe you've got vehicles that you're just not using that you could get rid of and not have to pay for the lease or the maintenance costs there either. So really excited about this feature. Will be coming very soon under a preview tag. And there will be an option up at the top to give feedback too, as this is a new feature. So really excited for you guys to get in, use this, and then give us feedback on how this is helping you and things you would like to see. And that is all for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Taylor. Thanks for that information. I appreciate you sharing with us today. So we had some questions. Let's go through here a little bit. So somebody asked about the new inspection feature that you mentioned. Is this going to be something that's available within the Drive app?
It will, yes. It will be both in the Drive app and in MyG. So your teams will be able to use it similar to DVIR, where we'll walk them through a workflow in the Drive app, customized workflows, so you're able to dictate kind of what that looks like depending on what you're having them inspect. And then similarly to MyG now with DVIR, there will be a backend where you're able to view the results of all of that.
Okay, and do you know, somebody is asking about if pictures are going to be available in this? Is this including, pictures like making mandatory pictures of defects, things like that?
Yep, mandatory pictures and a 5-picture limit, which is up from, I believe we only do 2 right now for DVIR. So a considerable increase in the amount of documentation you're able to do.
Nice. That is a good update. Well, I appreciate your time today, Taylor. Thank you for the information you shared. And we'll see you next time on the road ahead.
Thank you.
And if you had any questions still, feel free to continue putting those in the chat. We'll follow up with every question that was asked with answers. So keep putting them in there. If you think of something afterwards, no worries. Put those questions in the chat, and we will, or in the Q&A function, not in the chat, in the Q&A function, and we will get answers. All right. So let's welcome Smiti to talk about more of my Geotab core and some of the data there. Thanks, Smiti. I'll hand it over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samiri. I lead the product marketing for data and core my Geotab initiatives. In the next few minutes, I will take you through some key enhancements made to ACE and our number one used feature in MyG, that is trips history. Starting with ACE enhancements. The problem we kept hearing from fleet managers was, I know the answer is somewhere in my data, I just can't see it. They'd export tables to Excel, build a chart, look at it for 10 seconds, and move on. ACE eliminated that entire loop. You ask a question, and if the answer is clearer as a chart, ACE builds it for you right there in the response. There's no export or formatting or switching of tools required. The example that you're seeing on the screen right now is where in which a manager asked which 5 vehicles had the most speeding violations this month. Instead of scrolling a table and counting rows, ACE surfaced it instantly. It ranked, visualized, and provided information that was ready to act on. So Smart Charts within ACE moves beyond simple text answers to provide immediate visual clarity. You can spot trends instantly, as ACE will now automatically generate interactive bar, line, and or trend charts, whatever is relevant to the query. It will also eliminate manual analysis. It's a huge time saver. You no longer need to export data to Excel just to create a basic graph. ACE handles that charting automatically, allowing you to stay focused on the insights that you need to plan your next move. Okay. With this, we've also introduced visual maps. It's the same idea, just a different dimension. Some questions have a location as the answer, and a table of coordinates tells you almost nothing. Where are my vehicles right now? Which routes are overlapping? Where are my zones being breached? When ACE detects a spatial question, it does not hand you back a list of addresses. It embeds a live MyG map directly within its response. Your fleet, your routes, your zones, exactly where they are in the real world. And it's not a static screenshots. It's a fully interactive map. You can zoom in, click on the vehicle, investigate what's happening without navigating away, without opening a separate tool, without losing the context of what you were asking. It keeps you in the flow of the question without bouncing between tabs. And finally, trips history. So this is something that I'm most excited about. And let me tell you about a moment every fleet manager wants to know. A customer calls, a delivery did not arrive, a driver says they were somewhere they were not supposed to be, an incident report lands on your desk, the clock is ticking. In old experience, you'd open trips history, hit a blank page. Then you'd select the asset, set the date range, hit search, wait. And if you needed the video, you get the idea. You'd have to leave the page entirely, open a separate player, try to line up the footage with the data, and by the time you had everything in front of you, you'd lose 5 minutes and the train of your thought. We've rebuilt this from ground up. The moment you open trips history now, the 5 most recent trips are already on the screen. 0 clicks, no blank state. If your fleet runs GoFocus or a camera from Litex, Surfsight, or Zergo, the video is now embedded directly in the trip card. Telematics and footage side by side in one player. You don't need to navigate away. You don't need to open a second tab. You watch what happened right there in context. And when you need to narrow your investigation, you could do that now by asset type, by exception rule, by trip category. The filters are live on the panel. Map controls, view all on map, add a zone, all right there, not buried under, like rows of clicks. The outcome is that what used to take minutes to piece together, now it takes seconds. This specific feature was made generally available on May 20th. It's already live. There's no action required on your end. That's
Well, thanks, Samiti. Thanks for I've just loved seeing Ace develop, and it's cool to see, Ace making charts and things like that. I mean, it's been mind blowing to see all of these this type of technology develop, but Geotab is doing some cool things with that. So always cool to learn about that. So I had somebody ask, Jace was asking, will Ace be able to access camera events and coaching? Is that something you can ask it questions about?
Not just yet, but in the future, yes.
In the future. Well, we're definitely looking forward to that. And another question from Jerry about, yes, about weather. Is there any type of like weather that it can understand? Like if you ask it about a part of the map and say, hey, was there bad weather here? Does it know things like that?
Not just yet, but we'll take that feedback and I'll share with the product manager to be considered for the next iterations.
Yeah, good question, Jerry. Thanks for those. I think that was all we had about Ace and Trips history. Some of you may be thinking about a question. Just put it in there. Put it in there. Let us know. We'll follow up with an answer for you. So no worries. Thank you, Samiti. Thanks for your time. Thanks for sharing about Ace with us. And let's move on to GoFocus Pro with Jamie.
About ACE and video. I ask our product managers every day when we're going to get video. But excited to kick it off. I'm here to talk about our GoFocus Pro officially. This is our latest addition to our GoFocus family of AI dash cams. I'm happy to announce the official launch date will be June 25th for general availability. So definitely get ready to start placing your orders now. Before we dive into the specifics of the techs and specs of our GoFocus Pro, the latest camera, I do just want to go to my favorite slide, kind of showing you guys the full offering of our GoFocus family. It is really meant to meet you guys where you guys are in your journey of safety and video and coaching and using AI dash cams. Funny story, yesterday, one longtime Geotab employee came to me during a training and was like, Jamie, every fleet should have a GoFocus Pro. And while we would love that to be the case, and we definitely recommend it, due to budgets, due to compliance, due to unions, due to driver adoption, due to where you guys are in your journey with safety and dash cams, I wish that was the case, but not always the case. So this is why we offer this family of solutions. If you guys have union issues or driver issues, they're not comfortable yet with the AI and dash cams, still thinking it's kind of Big Brother, not the tool and co-pilot that it's meant to be. Our GoFocus original dash cam road facing only is a great solution. Kind of gives you the video you need for that driver exoneration, but no more. Then, hopefully you guys are all familiar. You've seen me before on GoFocus Plus. That's kind of the next level of comprehensive solution we offer. This is a dual facing camera, so it has both road facing as well as in cabin to bring those DMS AI models such as smoking and drinking and being on the phone and distracted. It also allows you to add one aux cam, live streaming, adds our new video coaching workflows and AI recommendations. So again, that next level. And then the Pro, last but not least, that is kind of the highest tier, offering the most comprehensive when you're really looking for the most comprehensive safety solution, 360 visibility and some advanced AI. So again, just kind of want to start here showing you the family. Happy to announce as of June 25th, all of these products will be available shown here. Basically, my second favorite slide, the chart that kind of summarizes what I've just told you. Really simple how I go through this to determine which product is best for you. GoFocus. If you're not ready for a in-cabin camera, GoFocus is it. It is limited in terms of capabilities or the insights it provides, but it is really great for that entry-level step. Moving to our GoFocus Plus offering that, again, brings in the ability to do live streaming. If you need to add an additional aux cam, if you're looking for those in-cabin verbal alerts to just remind your drivers, hey, put down the phone, some advanced AI models, GoFocus Plus. We do offer a GoFocus Plus road-only version. So if you like the live streaming, you want in-cabin coaching, you're working towards getting your drivers to accept and adopt having a camera on them, recording them, helping them throughout the day. The GoFocus Plus road only is kind of that in between the GoFocus and the GoFocus Plus. And then last but not least, GoFocus Pro, the start of the show today. Really, again, advanced AI models, faster processing, more inferencing, more greater visibility, the ability to eliminate blind spots, give you guys pre-collision warnings if you're going to hit a bollard or there's a pedestrian in front of you. So those type of advanced AI models, but really the main use case, main benefit is really that 360 visibility and just giving you guys more surround visibility of what's going around your vehicle during these events. Has all the great same features of GoFocus Plus, live streaming, same workflows, same user experience. Again, the main difference of the Pro is the ability to add up to 5 aux cams, and we'll get into these specifics here shortly, as well as the advanced AI and processing speeds. Before, again, going into the actual product that we're going to showcase today, we want to kind of give you guys the Geotab advantage. The hardware is important. There are different specs and techs and capabilities of the GoFocus versus Plus versus Pro, but it is all really based upon two main premises. One, AI, the precision, our accuracy, and two, making it easy for you guys to do your real jobs, but still being able to coach and reduce risks of your drivers and your fleet. So really up front and first, it really is driven by the AI. So some advantages, some things that we offer that our competitors don't. We do update our AI models every 2 weeks. So that allows us to retrain our models. I think if you guys have heard me before, I talked about that funny looking stop sign in Germany. Our AI model, computer vision, didn't recognize it at first. We give it a few quick examples of that funny looking stop sign in Germany. And within 2 weeks, now those events are being detected correctly. We offer precise magnitude scoring. So this really goes to the point of we hope you guys don't have time to watch videos all day. We really want to provide you the most impactful insights, the most riskiest drivers. And when you do get those insights and we identify these are the drivers and behaviors that you should first coach, that you trusted, it is accurate. And then again, we can kind of give that magnitude scoring of which ones you should tackle first. All drivers are important. All bad behaviors should be coached. But again, due to your busy schedules, we know that, the easier we make to provide these insights for the most specific, most risky drivers and behaviors, the easier and the more benefit you guys get out of it. Which leads us to fully automated review. Again, this is really based on AI. The hardware is cool. It kind of powers all of this, but it really is the workflow, the back end, the insights and the outcomes and the reduction of bad behaviors and collisions, hopefully, that really powers our product. So fully automated review, we'll quickly show you here shortly, but it is a bunch of workflows to depending on your comfortability with AI, it can be totally auto-enabled. AI will make the recommendations. It will start your coaching sessions. It will give you tips, or it can just kind of give you the initial start for your manager to do that manual review. Again, hopefully it's kind of as you progress, we hope that you actually start to take advantage of the full AI capabilities. Once you experience it, know that it's doing what it's supposed to, you turn it on and it makes your job and life a lot easier. And then last but not least, really summarizing all of what I just said is unmatched fleet intelligence is really giving you those insights again to make those difference, make those outcomes to get your teammates home safe and make your fleet more efficient at the same time. Just doubling down on all these points, some impressive numbers. Just to show the accuracy, the precision, the reliability of our cameras and our AI. So that first column, love to say it, up to 99% accuracy. So this is both precision and recall for those familiar with those AI terms. So like we've talked about previously, our number one goal, North Star of our cameras and dash cams and video coaching is when we alert you to an event that it's truly an event, no false positives. So you and your drivers build trust in the system and can kind of turn on the AI and enable all that efficiency that comes along with it. Middle column, that is outcomes that we have started to see in pilots. So there is a great opportunity to reduce behaviors such as phone, drinking, smoking, being distracted, near collisions, tailgating. So we do see anywhere between 60 and 80% reduction, and that's within the first 3 months. And then last but not least is reliability of the camera in our system. As you've seen, to the third decimal point, 99.99%. So you can rely and trust again that these systems will be up and running when those events or when you do need that video. All right, last one before we actually get into the hardware, I think. So this is kind of how you actually consume the output or the insights. Again, once you guys determine which hardware piece of camera is right for your situation, we hope and the intent is that you don't really think about the hardware anymore. Yes, the driver will have his in-cabin experience, get those verbal alerts. Fleet managers, safety directors will really consume this video, do the coaching through our MyG platform. Again, the hardware is just the tool to allow us to provide those outcomes and insights that you guys are looking for. So these kind of 4 steps is really how you're going to consume these insights and use the camera on a day-to-day basis from a fleet manager and safety director perspective. Trips history, kind of as Samiti mentioned, great segue. Hopefully you guys are all using this. This is kind of our bread and butter, kind of the thing you guys use day in and day out. A lot more video integration is being pulled in. This is where you can actually watch your trip history, download specific videos up to 2 minutes currently. We do get a request for a longer time frame. Do keep on sending those requests. As you know, Geotab is really driven by your feedback. So if you guys need 5 minutes, we can work on that. I know we've got requests for hours and 24 hours, baby steps. But to summarize trips history, kind of the first component, first way you would actually consume some of those video insights. Moving down, events under our video coaching tab and platform. This is kind of your tool for the fleet manager or safety director to really dive in. Again, we don't want you looking at every event, but this tab allows you to look through every event. And the intent of it is, hey, maybe you want to focus on tailgating this week. Maybe you know you have a problem with smoking or cell phone. This allows you to dive right into those specific AI rules and events and the videos that correspond with them. Also using that repeat offender capability that we've talked about previously, using high magnitude, again, really drilling down to those behaviors, drivers that need to be coached first. That's one way to consume those. Again, if you have time and really want to dive in, create custom rules, custom filters to filter down to those videos and events that you're trying to tackle that week. That is a great tool, and that page you would do it at. Moving on to our coaching overview. Again, this is more the overview, the simplified version, the one that gives you the quick high-level insights when you have 5 to 10 minutes to tackle driver behavior and distractions. Gives you a high-level overview of how your fleet's doing, what's the most prevalent trends for the past week, 30 days. Gives you those snapshot to the right of those videos if you want to just watch the top 10 highlights, and highlights being bad in this instance, we provide that to you right under your fingertips. Leaderboards in terms of our driver score, again, so you can really dive into those drivers and behaviors that need a little more help than your regular compliant drivers. And then last but not least, coaching sessions. This is kind of the last step, also can be used through AI automation. But this is where you really do your one-on-one coaching for those bad boys, those drivers who that gentle nudge, the voice coaching, the weekly reminders, those weekly safety meetings, you guys just aren't doing the trick. This is when you might have to do a formal coaching session, provide a little feedback, do a little one-on-one, show them all the behaviors. It's great. It captures all the events for that specific behavior or driver, so it's not one instance of Jamie speeding or smoking or speeding while smoking. It is just a series of events to kind of show them that there are some behaviors that they need and make it easy for you guys to help coach them and improve upon that. All right, now finally the GoFocus Pro. So this is our latest AI dash cam. Kind of offers a lot of the same capabilities as our GoFocus Plus. It uses the same UI, UX experience in my Geotab. Like I mentioned, the main use case is the reason why you would want to use Pro in your fleet is advanced AI. We'll show you those here shortly, but it's the ability to read traffic lights, capture not driver license, but license plates in the instance of hit and runs, pre-collision warning, so actually give the driver alert when that instance is about to happen, heads up, alert, pedestrian, if he's looking to change lanes and there's a motorbike that he can't see in his blind spot. Again, all these pre-collision warnings is exactly what GoFocus Pro is meant for. And to kind of enable that, again, on the side, rear, where folks can't see, these aux cams come into play to give you that full 360 visibility. So kind of those main two differentiators why you would use GoFocus Pro. Some additional highlights. So as I mentioned, advanced AI models. To reiterate, it will allow you to add 5 additional aux cams, 4 of the TVI AI ones that are actually running AI models, and then 1 additional rear aux cam, and we'll get into those specifics here momentarily. It does offer 2 SD cards for longer storage on the camera, so a nice little feature there. Similar to our GoFocus Plus, it does allow you to have the driver chip in for driver assignment right on the camera. No need for additional IOX NFC reader, right built into the camera. I think that's it. I will just call your attention to the right side. I think most of the times you guys are seeing the road-facing version with the cap on. You'll see here, this is actually what the driver sees up top in the right. As all of our GoFocus AI dash cams, they do have that driver initiated button. So in the event that someone pulls in front of Jamie, I slam on my brakes, and I know my manager is going to call me in at the end of the day and go, Jamie, what were you doing slamming on your brakes? I've already sent them the video. It's clearly that red Honda that pulled in front of me who doesn't know who to drive, and I had to slam on my brakes. Otherwise, I would have been in a collision. And then down in the lower right-hand side, you will see the forward-facing view, but with the cap over off, and this is kind of where you can see where those SD cards are and where all those aux cams and additional accessories can plug right in, plug and play. I think I covered these, but in picture form, these are kind of those advanced AI models that the Pro offers above and beyond our other AI dash cam offerings. So it is those pre-collision warnings. Again, it will give you that heads up alert. I'm not sure how many seconds, but I'll follow up with you guys on that. It is a heads up alert of there's a pedestrian in front of you, there's a car coming straight on at you, you're making a left-hand turn signal, and there's a car in that lane. So those pre-collision warnings, super helpful for all of us, which ties kind of into that blind spot elimination. The ability to add 5 aux cams will really allow you to see left, right, behind you, really what's going on for the full event. For that vehicle. Traffic light detection. So I do want to call this is post-event, but it does recognize if your driver slowed down at yellow like he was supposed to, or he drove right through the red light. And with all the telematics and great information contained in Smart Sequence and video coaching and our My Geotab platform, you can see kind of, like I mentioned, did he slow down? What else was going on? To manage that behind the scene. The example I use is all with a red light. No one should be running red lights, but using a stop sign or rolling stop as an example. Jamie going down his local street 1 mile per hour and he doesn't come to a full complete stop. Still bad behavior, still needs to be coached, versus someone who is running 30 miles per hour through that stop sign, through this red light. Now we really have a problem. And then last but not least, that license plate recognition and capture. So this, again, is in the instance of someone hit and runs or near collision, and you need to follow up. This allows you to actually capture the license plate of that vehicle. Again, this will be post-event. Nothing that will be visible to the driver at the time. It will be sent as a separate event within MyG. So there will be the tailgating event, near collision event, and then there will be a separate pill AI rule exception that will actually show near collision license plate capture. Really hard to read for this webinar, but this is kind of the text and specs of the individual aux cams that we offer. There are 6 different varieties. Some of these work for Plus, some of these work for Pro, some of these work for both. Really easy. The last 2, the easiest way to explain it to you guys, those last 2 in blue are the TVI variety of aux cams. They're the ones who are running those blind spot detection, and these 2 only work for Pro. The rest work for pretty much Plus and Pro. going to go through kind of the use case or what each of these cameras provide with the little camera, with the picture, so you guys know what I'm talking about and the actual formal name. There are two versions of the rear aux cams. There's one that goes inside on your windshield, pointed out, and then there's the external version that is actually mounted outside, weatherproof, IP69 rated. Both of these are, again, not running any AI currently, soon to come, but these are really meant just to give you that what's going on behind the vehicle at the time of you speeding or tailgating or those other events. So it's just another view, another picture in picture, you can call it, of for all those events that you already get in MyG. Something new that is being launched along with the GoFocus Pro, June 25th, are aux cabin and DMS cams. I think we've spoke about these before. These really are meant for your oddball cabins where there might be two steering wheels. The main unit of the Plus or the Pro is not getting a good picture of the driver, whether it be the cab configuration, the driver might have put down his visor, what have you, poor installation, what have you. This allows you to add another additional camera inside the cabin to really get that driver's face, so you can, again, manage smoking, being on the phone, just being tired, yawning, those type of things. Last but not least, these are the main TVI variations of aux cams. These are the ones that are running the AI. These are the ones that are meant specifically for Pro, providing all these benefits that we've talked about throughout this presentation. Full 360 visibility, powering blind spot elimination and that pre-collision warning, and then also providing a zero latency feed, which will feed the zero latency monitor that I believe I will be showing you guys next. Nope, I lied. Quick couple PSA announcements are just good things to know. Our TVI cameras do come just like this without any installation method, but we also offer these two versions, a small and a large one, bracket, so that allows you to kind of easily install them on your mirror arms. Do want to call out that these are kind of two variations. We are finding that they're specific models, newer models, specific makes of typically Class 8 trucks. Some of these arms don't work. Again, these can be drilled directly in, and we are also working on additional brackets to satisfy those offshoot or oddball configurations of mirror arms. But good rule of thumb, basically the 15.5 to 23.5, if that's how wide your arm is, the small version will work. And then on the right-hand side from 33.5 to 47.5. But do work with your partners, do work with your PAMs in regards to making sure which one would work best for your specific trucks. Another PSA announcement, mostly for our partners and installers, but also good for you guys to know. These cameras with a simple hex screwdriver are easily adjustable. The key point is, depending on how you're orientating them, the key is the main sensor needs to always be pointing closest to the ground. So you can see the check mark and the red X. Hopefully that's self-explanatory. Hopefully you guys don't have to worry about this too much, but do just want to call this out, that this is an important step to make sure that you guys are getting the best feeds from these aux cams. And long story short, all that slides, all that verbiage, all Jamie talking, but really this is kind of what you're going to experience in MyG. So again, this is in MyG. This is not what the driver is seeing. We'll show you guys the zero latency monitor next. But this is kind of the video, the events that you guys should be familiar with in MyG. And you'll notice there's just additional of those picture-in-pictures like I'm mentioning. So this is using a Pro, the road driver, 2 side aux cams, and 1 external rear aux cam. So only 3 aux cams. Like I mentioned, you can mix and match up to 5. Talked about this a little bit previously. This is our zero latency monitor. So this is more for the driver experience in cab, real time, when you're trying to back up in that tight parking spot, loading dock. Don't want to hit the bollard to your left of you. This is going to give you real-time visibility, 360 of what's going on around your vehicle, again, to eliminate those dangerous maneuvers that you guys encounter on a day-to-day basis. I will call out this is additional, does need to be purchased additionally. It is sold separately, but definitely a nice complement and rounds out the full comprehensive solution. think I'm coming here to the end in terms of time, but do want to call you guys' attention within this deck that will be shared. All of these support links, all of these sales and marketing brochures linked here, so you can kind of deep dive, get into your specific questions, look at how these things are installed, the wiring, and those type of things. So great resource here. Last but not least, as you guys have noticed, if you guys are using these cameras, as we've talked originally when we first acquired the Divide team from Smarter AI, we are going to be moving fast. Lots of new features coming. Every 2 weeks, new AI training models, but even more new features. So on the software side, these have all been released recently within the past month or two. You'll notice the column 3 kind of calls out if it's Pro or Plus. You'll notice most of these are, again, meant for both Plus and Pro. Blurring, so you're able to blur the video for privacy sakes. There is a SD card tampering detection, so if your driver thinks he's slick and, hey, he did a no-no and he's trying to remove the SD card so you guys don't get it, that's not going to work. You guys are going to get an alert. Some new power mode, so for winter and different things to maximize the power draw and not drain vehicles' batteries. A new AI model, illegal U-turn. So not only are we able to identify stop signs and traffic lights, pedestrians, but also basically all road signage. More and more to come. So we actually are able to determine illegal U-turns. It will give the driver at the time a verbal alert. And then auto approving coaching sessions. So like we've talked, the real intent for you guys is love for you guys to spend 24 hours in MyG and do this day to day and work on this all day. But really, this is meant to make it an easy tool for you guys to do your normal, regular day to day while still managing and making sure your drivers are safe. Future software releases that will be coming in the next month or two. Smart rules basically allows you to give nudges, allows you to give a nudge to a driver without affecting their driver's score or their scorecard. On that regard, the driver score is now available in our mobile app. So just more use, more insights for the driver, for them to be able to self-correct and look at their events themselves. Forward collision warning. So like I mentioned, this is launching with Pro, only meant for Pro. Blind spot detection. Again, another one will be released when we release Pro in June. A super exciting one coming, speed sign detection. So again, this will just reinforce, the Go device, the camera has determined that the driver is speeding. We actually will give you a snapshot of that speed sign, the closest time to that speeding event. So there is no mistrust or no arguing from the driver. And then kind of just a recap on the hardware side, my specialty. So like we've talked, hopefully you guys got the message. This is launching June 25th, both the GoFocus Pro, all those aux cams that I covered, the zero latency monitor, the DMS and cabin aux cams. Do want to call out, we are wrapping up a solution for the GoFocus Pro trailer link. This will allow you to install the GoFocus Pro and easily switch from trailer to trailer, but still get that 360 visibility. It's using a SUSI cable connector. So for those familiar, makes it quick and easy, plug and play. Additional thing that's coming, security mode. So a lot of folks have asked this. This is one of the main use cases we hear about. Hey, I parked my vehicle. It's not on. The camera's not running. Is there any way to determine if someone's trying to steal my cargo, break in, steal the vehicle? So do note that is coming, not hopefully, but in Q3. Do want to call out, it will require additional piece of hardware due to it running when the vehicle is not. It does need a source of power, so additional battery will be available for that. Two things that we have been talking about since initially launching GoFocus Plus and Pro, the ability to hotspot from the cameras. This will be coming. It still is on the roadmap. No firm date on that. And then probably the bigger one that is near term, we hear a lot and we know it will be very useful, is IOX Talk. So allow you to do two-way verbal communication right through the camera. So no need for additional IOX Talk. With that, because I'm losing my voice as well, I think that's all I got for you guys today.
Thank you, Jamie. That was a great presentation, very thorough and comprehensive. We had plenty of questions to go through. So a question that was coming up was about using this as its own telematics device. Does this need to be paired with a Go device, or can it be used as its own standalone telematics device?
Not yet currently. So there are definitely options. You do not need a Go device. The actual Pro does not actually install through the Go device, unlike the Plus. So this is actually run through a 3-wire harness right into the fuse box. But the main story, the answer to your question is all of our GoFocus Plus and GoFocus Pro can be run with our Go device. Of course, we would love it for you to use it, but it can also be run with OEM telematics. There does need to be a telematic feed to coincide with the camera today. Future state, will the camera be able to do telematics all in one? Definitely, we'll all see it's coming, but today, stay tuned for that.
Okay, and you can use a Go 9. You don't need to upgrade your devices. Like, it's likely that whatever Go device you have today can be used with it just fine. Is that correct?
Correct, but like I just mentioned, so the Pro actually does not tie into the Go device. It is wired throughout, so whether we of course want you to have a Go 9, but GoFocus Plus does not. Let me stop here. GoFocus Plus can be run on a Go device or OEM telematics. The GoFocus Plus does require to have a Go 9 or newer device. GoFocus Pro, again, does not tie anyway to the Go device. Of course, we want you to have a Go device, but it does require a telematics feed. I think I confused everyone. Long story short, you do not need the Go. You must have a Go 9 for a Go Plus. There is no Go requirement for a Pro.
Awesome. Thanks for that. All the details. All right. And so Mark was wondering about facial recognition. If that's something that can be used, say you have a vehicle that's used in a pool to identify driver assignments.
Absolutely. So we didn't cover it today. It was covered on previous, and I'm sure it will be covered on future ones. So we do offer a solution called Smart Driver ID, which does basically what you just mentioned. It does take biometrics, it does take facial recognition, and it automates the driver assignment piece. So you can either use the NFC chip in using RFID cards. You can use Smart Driver ID 1.0, which again is kind of your first step into AI. It will make the recommendations. It will look at it. It will say, hey, we think this is Ishi driving. The manager has to approve and say, yes, it is Ishi driving. 2.0 is, hey, we played with it. We know it's comfortable. It's truly picking up Jamie from Ishi, from Sable, from Goldie. So that's 2.0. You turn it on and that's automatically enabled, and it will just automatically assign drivers.
Awesome. That is great to hear. And so you mentioned the SD cards a couple times. You said, we can expand the memory to 1 terabyte per slot. What's the standard size that comes, like when you just order it, the standard size SD card?
Great question. Yep, great question. So for both the GoFocus Plus and Pro, the standard is 128 megabyte SD card. We do offer 512, and we will soon be offering a 1 terabyte for post purchase. Again, the GoFocus Pro does take 2 1 terabytes, but that will be additional purchase.
Awesome. So 128 gigabytes. That's a good starting point. All right, let's see. We had a few other questions here. So this question does come up often. So are these gonna be sold in bundles where you can buy the bundle of, the camera with a single or 2 aux cams? Yeah.
Absolutely. So to make it easy on you guys, we have made some the most standard common configurations into easier to order bundles. Again, if you want that offshoot or you need additional aux cam or a harness or what have you, SD card, those can also be purchased outside of the bundles. But yes, to make it easy for you guys, we'll give you the recommendations. Typically, it's going to be, your 2 side cameras and a rear aux cam. If you want to add on the 0 latency monitor, if you want 5 full cameras, really is just depending on your pain points and what you're trying to solve. But yes, long story short, nice and easy configured bundles for you guys will be provided.
Awesome. All right. And back to the SD cards. Terry was a little bit confused about this. He said, Jamie keeps talking about SD cards. Is the camera system not web-based, or do I have to get the SD cards to get the videos? Can you kind of explain the reasoning behind the SD cards and that? Yeah.
Yeah. So good question. The SD card, I guess I will start. Everything is run through the cloud. MyG is a cloud-based thing. All the events, videos, how you will consume it is in the cloud. What the SD card does allows us is to do that local storage, allow us to do that on-edge AI processing, allows you to go back and, in the instance our AI model didn't catch something, or an instance where you want to see a little more video on the trip's history, like we've talked about, that SD card allows you to go back and retrieve that video footage. On that note, it is first in, first out, so the SD card does overwrite itself. Typically, that 128 megabyte will give you anywhere between 40 and 50 driving hours. Again, depending how many events, if you're running an aux cam and more video, that will be reduced, but that's generally a good rule of thumb to keep in mind.
Awesome. That makes sense. All right. So Summer was asking, you mentioned the Wi-Fi hotspot. This is something that's going to be pushed to existing cameras, correct? They won't have to buy new cameras that have this capability?
Absolutely. It will be an over there update. Stay tuned for timing. But yeah, another nice feature and another nice advantage is our ability to do all these updates over the air. Like when we retrain the model, we send that right to you guys over the air. When we add a new AI model of drivers without shirts, hey, if we need that AI model, it will be added. So yeah. Nothing you need to do or no additional hardware. I will mention just on that note, GoFocus, if you buy the original, it's road only. These are not, upgradable. You won't be able to move from the GoFocus to the GoFocus Plus. It will require switching out of the hardware. Just something to keep in mind.
All right, awesome. Well, hey, we will stay tuned for all the new updates. That's exciting to see the product develop. So I'll do one last question, and I know this comes up often about limits on data usage and limits on live viewing. Is that something that is capped at monthly, or can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the good news is happy to report there is no capping. So we don't want you watching 24/7 a video. That's not the intent of our solution or how we built it. But there is no limit to the video usage.
Awesome. And no data usage. There's no data usage cap for as far as
Correct. If you guys are not you guys, but if someone determines to abuse it and is going outside the normal use case, sometimes it will be dialed down. But again, that is the rarest of use case. I don't think anyone's going to run into that issue.
Like you said, not meant to be
video plan tied to it. Sorry, Ishi, to jump in. So kind of back to that whole Go device and camera. So along with the Go device, there is your Go plan, your telematics rate plan. There will be a separate video plan that goes along with the camera, and that kind of takes up that data. But again, no data limit and nothing you guys need to worry about. That's just part of your normal purchasing process.
Makes sense. And like you said, not meant to be watching 24/7 live stream. So unless you're doing that.
Not Netflix. Let's hope not.
All right. Well, some of the other questions, I know there were other questions that we didn't get to. Some of them get in the weeds a little bit and are a little specific. We'll answer all your questions. So no worries. We will follow up with you, get all these questions answered that maybe are a little more specific than we wanted to do on this call today. But thank you for everybody that stayed all the way to the very end. Thanks for all of your questions, Jamie. Thanks as always for giving us a wonderful presentation, teaching us about GoFocus and how it's developing. And everybody, the recording will be sent out to you early next week, as well as a link to the questions that didn't get a chance to answer. And stay tuned for next month for our next road ahead. Keep your eyes out. You should get an email about it. You should see it promoted. Sign up for it. Let your friends know. Let your coworkers know. And have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.